All right, we finally have the Blackmagic Pyxis, and I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and I've been just testing its paces, and I'm really impressed on what it is. I just really wanted a box style camera. I want to go through how I do my minimalist cageless build because the body's already sturdy, and I just really wanted to get it up and running for my productions. And I usually run small to medium sized production, but most of the time I'm usually with an assistant and or about 2 or 3 more people on set, but that's it. I'm not gonna run like big productions because I just think it's super stressful and there's a lot at stake. Now let's get started with this build, and first let's talk about what's on the camera already. Obviously this is your adapter. This is a PL to L adapter. I got the L mount version of this because they were shipping early and I really wanted to just use this for jobs right away. So yeah, I went with the L mount, and this is an Amazon. It's called Litrator PL to L mount. I've ordered the Metabones already, but this is a good alternative. I just want to test it out. I can always return it if it could, because Amazon has a great return policy if it wasn't satisfying my needs. It has little to no play, especially for lenses like that's around a kilo. This is the Nanomorph LF, and we're just gonna put this on here. And yeah, I just wanted to try it out. It had decent reviews. Mind you, it was like less, kind of like maybe like under 10 reviews, so I just took the chance, and it's quite inexpensive. It's like $100 something. I only have PL lenses. I don't have any L mount lenses, so this is the reason why I put the adapter, so I can just adapt my PL lenses. And on the side, this comes with the Blackmagic Pyxis. This is the side plate strap for your SSD. And what I have here is the Samsung SSD, the T7. I previously had the SanDisk ones, but one got corrupted and their kind of customer service was like giving me a headache. Anyways, I lost files and I was only able to retrieve like 90% of my files, and it was a working project, and yeah, I didn't have any backups as well. This is why you back up your footage like 3 times so that you don't experience whatever I had experienced. Luckily, I still was able to finish the project, but now I trust Samsung SSDs. I have 5 of these, so this is just existing in my kit, and I just put them on the Pyxis. On the bottom, we just have a Falcom F50 plate. This is just your standard Manfrotto plate. This is just their version. So that's that. The base plate is something kind of cool from Tilta. You have a Manfrotto plate as well. This plate is compatible with the DJI RS2 and RS3 gimbal. If you are going from gimbal to tripod, a lot of times this plate would be good to have. I think this is from SmallRig. Yes, SmallRig. And then for the base plate, we went with the Tilta base plate. This is the dual input, which is Arca Swiss on the side and Manfrotto plate in front. This is great because existing cages for the FX3 is this way, and I can just slide it in here so that the rail system stays the same, and I just attach all the power inputs for the FX3. But then for this one, we can just slide it in front right here. And once that's done, we just lock it in place, and then we now have our base plate. Perfect. It gives this a little bit of a height, but that's okay. It's a cinema camera. It's, you know, you're supposed to rig this camera up. Apparently, according to Blackmagic, this is the most... This is hilarious. Just check this out. The world's most riggable full-frame digital film camera. Come on, Blackmagic. You can do better than that. All right, so after that, we have these 2 steel rods from SmallRig, and this is the 50mm rods. I think this is the foot-long version. Foot-long. We are just going to put them on here. Again, most of these parts I already have because I have already my FX3 rig, so like most of them are just reused, and I just bought a couple of parts, maybe a few parts, so that I can just rig up this beast. Okay, next one is our battery solution. We have two. We have the V mount and the BPU battery. The reason why we have these two is that the BPU acts as a backup power source just in case the V mount dies. And this is our Tilta V mount plate, and we have a D-tap cable on both sides, 2-pin connectors on both sides as well, and a Type C on one side. And again, the BPU battery is going to act as a backup source, while the V mount will be our main power source. That means that if you want to change the V mount battery, what ends up happening is that the Pyxis recognizes the V mount plate as an AC option, and when you take out the power source, which is the V mount, it turns into the reserve, which is the BPU battery. And then once you put on the new V mount, it switches back to AC. Just make sure that to put your SDI cable, you take it out first before you change the battery, and then put it on last. So it's the last one in and the first one out. Always remember that if you're handling any SDI connections, because what ends up happening if you don't do that protocol, you might fry your SDI port. It's just the nature of that technology, and I hope they have something better in the future. But yes, last one in, first one out. Last one in, first one out. Okay, enough with my tips. All right, so this is looking pretty good already. Again, I didn't want to have a cage on here because it's already rugged enough. And we have our top handle right here, which is the Tilta Xeno. This is a NATO rail handle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this is the Sure NATO rail. This is the AMNT467. And we are just gonna do this guy right here. I'm gonna link up everything in the description down below so that you guys know what the parts I bought for the Pyxis. And this is perfect. This is just, it's not too long that it's protruding on here. It's just perfectly aligned. This one comes in 3 sizes. It's just one order, so you just get to pick which one you want to use. But for this one, it's perfect for the Pyxis, and we're just gonna slide the Tilta handle on top, and there you have it. We now have a pretty cool rig. Okay, last but not least, I'm using the monitor right here. We're gonna turn it off right now, and this is the small rig cold shoe monitor mount. On the Tilta handle, we have your Airy style log in front, and then your cold shoe slot on top. I'm just gonna do this guy and make sure that this is locked in place. Not too tight, just tight enough that it doesn't really move. And we are going to put our Hollyland right here. I usually use the Pyro 7 because it acts as a transmitter and a receiver, as well as monitoring your camera. And it's great because you don't need to really put another video transmitter receiver on the camera, so it keeps kind of the build minimal. Okay, so now we have everything. What we're missing are the cables. Now we only have 4 cables on this one. We're just gonna route them all throughout. We're just gonna pull back the V-mount battery because we're gonna route everything in this little tiny hole right here. I'll show you on the side view. Right here, this is where our cables are going to be piled up. First, we need to put the power adapter, and I got this from Amazon as well, Alvin's Cables. Alvin's Cables is like pretty good. Like it looks like a cheap brand, but I've used them for years, and I've been using Alvin's Cables since like I had my A7 III back in 2018. And we're gonna just leave a little bit of it on the side because we're gonna strap it with a Velcro strap. Okay, next one is our USB-C for the SSD. Oh, I plan to get an CF Express card as well, so that it's hot swapping with the SSD and you always have backups right away. Okay, next up is our power cord for the Hollyland Pyro 7, and this one comes with that monitor as well, so it's quite nice that they provide it. And then we're just going to route it underneath and then on the right side of the BPU battery. Last, but definitely the last, the SDI port. Again, last one in, first one out. And we're just going to angle it a little bit here, and then we're going to route it underneath as well, so that it just takes up a little bit of that length. So now that we've got kind of like everything lined up on here, I'll show you guys how I kind of make sure everything's tidy. This is just an extra step with my cable management because I'm kind of, I don't know, I don't like dangling cables. You'd want it tidy for your shoots so it doesn't catch on anything. All right, so now we have everything in there. We're just gonna kind of tuck everything in here. Show you guys on the side. Tuck everything on the side. And then once everything is there, we loosen this guy and just push this guy in. Make sure that the SDI cable is out of the way. Boom. And it's nice and flush with the BPU cable. Look at that. Right there. I think that's a really nice solution for the 2 battery power. And last but not least, I just want to tidy this up again. And I've gotten this Mondo Bites from Condor Blue. Oh. And we're just gonna put it right here. These are the 3/8 screws, the bigger screws. So we're just gonna put it right in the middle. Righty tighty, righty tighty, righty tighty. There you go. Here we go. Boom, boom. So now we have ourselves a finished rig. This is my Blackmagic Pyxis Cageless design build. But yeah, I don't want to put any follow focus because it throws me off in terms of handling the camera. It's right here, so I can't really rest my hands to give the camera a little bit more point of contact. So I like hugging the lens with my hand and focusing with my fingers right here. And for now, this is how I hold the camera, kind of like a football. I have the V mount on my chest and my biceps, so I'm kind of carrying it like a football. And from here, I just kind of shoot like this. And we don't have in-body stabilization with this camera compared to the FX3. You really need more stability in terms of your handheld movements. You can also add the gyro data on DaVinci Resolve, and it's gonna make your footage a little bit more smoother. But so far, this is how I envisioned my build. So this is everything that I need for my productions. If I do need a first AC or a focus puller, I'm gonna put a wireless follow focus on the side here, so I can just like hold the camera like this and let the AC do the focus pulling for me. And then future upgrades that I want to talk about is potentially a DJI Focus Pro on this side of the camera. And for the side plate, I want to get the Tilta side plate because it has an SSD slot as well, plus the additional screw-ons and the rosette on the right side. I think there's a rosette. My plan for the side handle would be on, not on this side, but on this side. So I'm gonna have an extension arm all the way here so that when I'm holding the camera like this, I can just hold the side handle on this side. So my arms are stretched out and the point of contact with all of the camera on the side is on my arm, bicep, and my chest. So it gives me a little bit more stability in terms of that handheld movement, right here. And that's it. Great little camera. I can't wait to show you guys the footage that I've shot with this already, and they're amazing. I'm blown away by the quality. Oh, if you have any suggestions on how to optimize this build, let me know because I'm always up for suggestions. And if you have any questions about any single part on this rig, let me know in the comments down below or message me on Instagram. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Bye.